they hear us with this or no?
Hello everyone, and welcome to another box break with the boys and the wife. Tonight, the wife. What's up? Tonight, we are opening a collector booster box of the latest set, Commander Legends, Dungeons and Dragons, Battle for Baldur's Gate. So, without further ado, let's get into this.
By the way, I really like this box. Like, the art on it is cool.
That's what she said. Alright. No box topper in these boxes. Sometimes wizards will add a little something extra, but, you know.
This time you get nothing extra and same dollars, right?
Yep.
That's all good.
Maybe even a little more. Alright. Go for it.
Alright. Oh, I guess we're going and starting this, I guess. Yeah. Oh, man. Alright, hold on.
Oh, is it going to be one of these kinds of packs?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man. That's rough.
Okay, hold on. We're getting there. There we go. Did it work? Okay. We're good. Oh, man. That's awesome. We start off with a foil Undercity dungeon. That's pretty cool.
This is pack 1. We just cracked this box.
Oh, yeah.
For those in the Twitch chat.
Alright, let's start off. We start with the Heap Gate. So you can tap to add one colorless. You can tap one and this to add one mana of any color. Or you could tap one and this to tap an untapped gate you control and create a treasure token. So,
I like it shiny.
yeah, they're all shiny this time.
Every single card?
Almost every single card.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's not shiny, it's got alternate art typically.
Nice.
Or like less border than the rest. Alright, this is the Poison in the Blade. Target creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. And then you draw a card. Ooh, Miracle's Edict. Roll a z20, 1 through 9. you choose an opponent. That player sacrifices a creature. 10 through 19, each opponent sacrifices a creature. And then for 20, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power amongst creatures that player controls. Alright, now we got the Rescuer Chwinga. It's flying and it has the natural shelter, so when it enters the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. We've got Slaughter the Strong. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with a total power 4 or less, then sacrifices all other creatures they control. So that's pretty fun. Oh man, it's a forest, but it's shiny and it has text on it. This forest says, "You know, the Hixel bark produces a lot of smoke when burned, but why would Risa Rail need so much of it?" I love that the lands have text.
That's awesome.
Alright, now we've got the Marching Duodrone. Whenever Marching Duodrone attacks, each player creates a treasure token. We've got, it's like the cool border thing. It was in the last Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. The Flaming Fist. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. And then, oh man, I think this is a foil etched Renari, Merchant of Marvels. You may cast... What?
Get that up a little closer so they can see. So foil etched, it's a little hard to see in the stream, but it's just the outer borders that are foil, and the inside, the picture, and the text box is normal. So flash it for them a bit. Maybe they can see it.
Yeah, Patrick, flash it.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it at the bottom there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually notice that until he just pointed it out. So it's like a flesh and blood cold foil. That's kind of cool. So this is a legendary creature that is a dragon artificier. You may cast dragon spells and artifact spells as though they had flash, and it has this new mechanic called Choose a Background. Our next card is Raga Draga Gorgus Boss. Look at it, it's awesome. So
that's such a fun name. So most of these characters come from Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, if we're mispronouncing any of this stuff, we apologize. We're not super into D&D right yet. We're trying to get into it.
Well, Ryan is. He's a new dungeon player.
Yeah, so this Raga Draga means, or it has, each creature you control with a mana value, or with a mana ability gets +2/+2, and then whenever a creature you control with mana ability attacks, untap it. Whenever you cast a spell, if at least 7 mana was spent to cast it, untap target creature. It gains +7/+7, and gains trample until end of turn. Oh, look, we've got the extended art Haunted One. Commander creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and other creatures you control that share a creature type with it each get +2/+0 and gain Undying until end of turn. This is a background, so like that other card that said choose a background. That one? Yeah. So it's essentially the partner mechanic. So you can have this and this background both be your commanders at the same time, so that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
So what that allows you to do is have more than one color for your color identity for commander.
Mm-hmm.
And the backgrounds give you an added ability that helps your commanders when they're typically when they're in combat.
Yeah, and they're like mostly enchantments. Alright, we've got the Wizards of Thay. Myriad. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and then you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. I like the extended art on that. That's cool. Babali Saga, Night Witch. In the foil etched treatment, you can tap to sacrifice up to 3 permanents. If there were 3 or more card types among the sacrifice permanents, Each opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life, and you draw 3 cards. Nice. We got Ball, Lord of Murder. Oh, it's a god. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, the Lord of Murder has Indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and goat it. So,
Goat it?
essentially.
No.
What?
Billy Goat? Like
Yeah.
Billy Goat's Gruff?
Billy Goat's Gruff.
Okay, alright, gotcha.
No.
No.
No. Goad. So, goading means that this creature must attack each turn if able, and it attacks an opponent other than you if able.
Gotcha.
Yep. Oh, but it's not foil, so that's super sad. Oh, the Eldritch Patch. I killed 2 people yesterday on the pre-release with this. It says target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard.
Wow.
And it's 7 mana, so it's kind of late game, but it is 100% worth it. And then the Initiative. That's also the dungeon.
Nice. Alright, coming in. I am again gonna say, like, look how sweet that is. I don't know. I like it a lot. Alright.
There are a lot of dragons in this set, and also at least 1 dungeon, so...
Oh, so like the Dungeons and Dragons?
Sort of, yeah. Essentially.
Now, if we could just open it, that'd be super cool. There it is. Woo! That's rough.
Toy like a toiga.
Yeah, bro. Alright, do I start on this side?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfecto. Alright, well, let's get going. We've got some Deadly Dispute, an instant. Additional cost to this spell. Sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. Looking pretty dark and dingy. I like it. Let's see, what is it? Stirring Bard. He looks pretty cool. He's a Defender Dragon Bard. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative.
So taking the initiative allows you to enter the Undercity, which is our dungeon. So that we kind of referenced this briefly before, but whenever 1 or more creatures a player controls deal combat damage to you, that player takes the initiative. Whenever you take the initiative and at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. So, when you venture into the Undercity, you get to do all these fun things, and you get to choose which path you go down, so whichever way you want to go all the way to the bottom. And it gives you all these fun, extra little bonuses, so, yeah, it works similarly to the other dungeons, but it's not the same as the other dungeons, so...
So when you have this out, do you like have a token on there to show where you're at, or does it matter?
Correct, yeah, you would put some sort of tracker on it. So I have a 4-sided dice. It's like a little pyramid that I put on there and just move it to the different dungeons. But
Nice.
In like the pre-release kits that we got last night at Dueling Land, they come with little tokens, and you would put that token on. So you don't start the game with the initiative. You have to have something that gives you the initiative, which this does. Clearly it says you take the initiative. Once you do, you have the initiative, and you can only lose it if someone deals combat damage to you with one of their creatures.
Gotcha. So you just take it. I like it.
You take it, yep.
Let's see. Avenging Hunter. Kind of looks troll-like. I don't know. It's a Dragon Ranger. Trample. When it enters the battlefield, again, you take the initiative. I'm taking it all. All the initiative. I'm taking it. Not sharing with anybody. Alright, let's see. Underseller's Sweep, an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you again take the initiative. I think this is going to be like my new nickname.
When I built my pre-release deck last night, I had quite a bit of taking the initiative in my deck, and it worked out pretty well. The effects of the Undercity are powerful, so...
Nice, that's kind of cool. So whenever, whenever a player Your attacking has the initiative. You create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Alright, that's sweet. Let's see here. We have Bane's Contingency, an instant. It's a counter target spell. When the commander you control instead counter that spell, scry 2, then draw a card. He looks like super excited about that, so draw 2 cards. Yeah! We've got a sweet island. I like that. Some boats floating through the canal. Minthera, Merciless Soul.
Oh man, that's
Sure, why not?
that's the card that I drafted first last night. Got me into black-white in my deck.
Nice. An elf cleric. I like it. I like it. Alora, Merry
She
Thief.
didn't read any of it. She's just like, it looks nice. It's good. We're out of here.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm new to the box opening with the boys. I'm not new to it, but I'm new talking on it. I'm here for the way the cards look, not so much what the cards say, so feel free to read the cards. Otherwise, I'm here to show you that they're pretty. Let's see, a legendary creature, a halfling rogue. Alright, when it attacks, target attacking creature can't be blocked. Return the creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next step. Let's see. Cradle Kept Sage. It looks like an etched foil. That's super pretty. It's kind of like matte in the picture, but then shiny on the border, and then foil on the little silver lines. I'm digging that. It is background. Commander creatures you own have. When this creature enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card. I'm digging that like matte. That is really cool. Yeah, I'm just here for the art. Eldritch Pact. It's a sorcery. I think this is the one that Patrick was talking about, right? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Loses X life, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard.
It's a murderer.
Ooh. What is this? Stonic Ritual? Psionic Ritual. Sorcery. Blue, replicate. Tap an untapped horror you control. Exile target instant or sorcery from the graveyard, then copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Exile this card. Ooh, a Borderless Caves of Chaos Adventure. That looks nice. I'm sure that those are rocks, but it kind of looks like rose petals. I'm digging that. A human barbarian with trample, 5/3.
Oh, it's the initiative taker again.
When it enters the battlefield again, I take the initiative.
There goes Mom, taking the initiative.
All the initiatives, all mine. You okay over there, Ray? I don't know what he's doing. Arm farts. Let's see. Raised by Giants. A background. Commander creature you own have base 10 and power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their other types. That's pretty sweet. I'd take that card.
Yeah, that's an extremely powerful one.
I like that a lot.
Whoa.
A borderless ancient copper dragon.
Score!
Flying elder dragon. When it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create a number of creature tokens equal to the result.
Treasure tokens.
Treasure tokens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrathful red dragon. There are lots of dragons. I like it. It's a flying 5/5. Super fancy, shiny. I love it. And we've got a treasure token with a knight. Dun 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 dun. Guess what he's gonna do? Take the initiative.
He might.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, time for my first pack here. Marching Duodrone. Artifact creature, 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever it attacks, each player creates a treasure token. I'm not really a super fan of that. I mean, I suppose it fits into the drafting if you've got to have, some sort of playable, but giving your opponents resources is never fun. Pack attack, 2 and a red for an instant. Attacking creatures get +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of players being attacked. Draw a card. Manor Gate. So there's a cycle of these gates. They all enter the battlefield tapped. When they enter, you choose a color other than the color that they tap for. So they're essentially a dual land, and this one taps for green or 1 mana of the chosen color. So super helpful for fixing. Sigil of Merkel. 2 and a black for an enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill a card. When you do, if there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains Death Touch until end of turn. Ghost Lantern. So, the adventure mechanic is back. You can cast it for 1 and a black as an instant to return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you do, it gets exiled, and you can cast it later for 1 black mana. It comes onto the battlefield as an equipment. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature, equip cost of 1. Look at the glowing red face. This glowing red face, this like crazy triangular glowing red sphere in the background. Woohoo! Alright. We have our basic forest. Oh, this is the commander that our younger son played last night in the event. Amber Gristle O'Mal. 3 and a red for a 3/3 legendary dwarf cleric with haste. Whenever Amber attacks, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each player being attacked. Choose a background. So it can pair with another color. And he paired with white with this. Actually, with this background. Veteran Soldier. 1 and a white for an enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, for each opponent, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's tapped and attacking that player. So, when you attack, you'll create 1 token for each other player. They'll be tapped and attacking. Alright, our Etched Foil is Inspiring Leader. It's also a background. 2 and a white. Commander creatures you own have create creature tokens you control get +2/+2. So if you're going with a go wide white deck, this is going to be super helpful. Monster Manual. One of my opponents had this last night, and he lost. He lost first. We hated him off the table. So it's 3 and a green for an artifact. You can cast it for... Send it on an adventure for 2 and a green. Mill 5 cards, then return a creature card milled this way to your hand. Then, when this is on the battlefield, you pay 1 and a green, tap it. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. And he just started spewing his hand out like crazy, like all these wild creatures, and yeah, he was definitely the target in that final game last night. Our borderless card is Endless Evil. 2 and a blue enchant creature you control. It's an aura. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of an enchanted creature, except the token is 1/1. When enchanted creature dies, if that creature was a horror, return Endless Evil to its owner's hand. So you get a little bonus there if the creature is a horror. Second borderless card, Call to the Void. 4 and a black for a sorcery. Each player secretly chooses a creature they control and a creature they don't control. Then those choices are revealed. Destroy each creature chosen this way. Yikes. Gale, Waterdeep Prodigy. 2 and a blue for a 1/3 legendary human wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast up to 1 target card of the other type from your graveyard. If a spell cast from your graveyard this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead.
Gale.
Choose a background. Gale.
Gale.
Duke Ulder Ravengard. 4 red-white for a 5/5 legendary human noble soldier. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and myriad until end of turn. So myriad states when this creature attacks an opponent, create a token copy of that creature for each other opponent that's tapped and attacking each of those opponents. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter. Red, white, black for a 3/3 legendary gnome artificer with haste. Tap, sacrifice an artifact creature, create 2 treasures, or tap, sacrifice a non-creature artifact, create 2 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens. So, you tap it, sack another another artifact, non-creature artifact to create the constructs, then you sack the constructs to create treasures. It's like an endless wheel. Treasure token. Ooh. Ox token.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if... How funny would it be if, like, a random Pokemon card just, like, happened to be in one of these packs?
That would be pretty wild.
That would be
It'd
kind of
be pretty
awkward.
funny for you, but not funny for someone who doesn't want it.
Awkward!
Yeah, that would be not funny for, like, anybody that doesn't do anything with Pokemon. I, like, spent all the money on this box, and
It would be a lot more funny if there was, like, a random Fab card or
Yeah.
Wise Schwartz.
Look, there's our Pokemon card. It's the Fairy Dragon.
In round 1 of my match last night, someone absolutely destroyed us with multiple fairy tokens. It was ridiculous. The Fairy Dragon, 1/1 Fairy Dragon creature tokens are created by Elminster, one of the planeswalkers in this set, so maybe that card's in this pack. Let's find out.
Let's find out. We've got the Sword Coast Serpent. When it's on an adventure, you can return target creature to its owner's hand, then exile this card. You may cast the creature later from exile. The creature is a 7 mana 6/6. It can't be blocked as long as you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, so that's pretty nice. We've got the Navigation Orb. It's got 2, and then you tap it to sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or gate cards. Reveal those cards, put them onto the battlefield, or put one onto the battlefield, tapped, and the other into your hand, then shuffle. The Marble Diamond. Marble Diamond enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add white. Some Fixin'. We've got the Moon Shea Pixie. Its instant adventure is up to 3 target creatures gain flying until end of turn. And then the Pixie itself has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to the number of opponents who are dealt combat damage this turn. So pretty fun. We've got a Sapphire Dragon with the Psionic Pulse. Counter target non-creature spell. And then the dragon itself is a 7 mana 5/6 flying. Whenever it attacks or blocks, scry 2. So it's pretty fun.
That circle foil is kind of cool, like the foil
Oh
circles.
yeah, the foil circles. Whoa.
I'm digging the art too. Digging the art.
Oh yeah, pretty cool. And then the plains. I like all the lands, I think. That's my favorite part about Magic, just the lands.
I really love lands too. I'm not really sold on these lands that have flavor text, but, you know, to each their own.
Yeah. I think it just, like, adds to the complexity of lands. We've got the Cloak of a Bat. Equipped creature has flying and haste, and you can pay 2 to equip it to a creature. Ooh, next up is Severus Nightmare Speaker. Tap, sacrifice another creature or an artifact. For each opponent, you mill a card. Then return that card from your graveyard to your hand, unless that player pays 3 life. That little man looks crazy in that photo, though. Whoa. I don't know. I guess that's just me. We've got Risa Rail Kingpin in the foil etched. It has Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, take the initiative. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. If you've completed a dungeon, that creature also gets +5/+0 and gains First Strike and Menace until end of turn.
One of my opponents last night had this as their commander, and it's extremely powerful, especially if you get one of those dragons down. Yikes. But
wow.
See if you can get a little closer and get that etched foil in there. So this card, normal foils have the entire card as foil, but these etched foils only have the border and the words as foils. I don't know. It's a little hard to see the art and the rules text aren't foil, so little special there.
Looks pretty cool. I like it. This one is not etched foil. It is Nero Wild Mage. Whenever you cast a spell, you may put it on the bottom of its owner's library. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability only triggers once each turn. Wait, what? This is awesome.
Yeah, that's really powerful.
I might need one of those. Delayed Blast Fireball. Delayed Blast Fireball deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. If this spell was cast from exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control instead. And it has Foretell for 6.
So, Foretell is a mechanic that allows you to pay, I think it's 2 mana, and you exile it face down. And then anytime after your turn, after the turn that you foretold it, you can pay its Foretell cost, which in this case is 4 red. From exile, you cast it from exile, which is why you would get the bonus in this instance. It's a really powerful mechanic.
Pretty nice and fun. Oh!
Yes! Speaking of lands, which we love.
Bountiful Promenade. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents, and then you can tap to add green or white. Look at that little castle thing. What? Ooh. Focus, come on. Nice. Look at that art. Alright, we're fine.
You got your hand up in there.
It's
yeah,
right.
I'm a sucker for lands. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Ooh, Lae'zel Vlakin's Champion. Yeah, we'll say that's right. If you would put 1 or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control on yourself, put that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Choose a background. That was hard to read. Well.
Shout out to my friend Dave, who was in a pre-release event earlier today, and this was his commander, and he paired it with a background. It's a green background that whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter. So whenever the commander or another creature enters the battlefield, it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter. That was his background, and yeah, he did pretty decent at his pre-release earlier today, so shout out, Dave.
Nice. And if you didn't have enough of Lae'zel, it's a cure again and a different border thing. Yeah, pretty cool. Ooh, the Naughty Lloydie Ship. Flying when it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a creature card exiled with Naughty Lloyd Ship onto the battlefield under your control. That is dope. Look at that.
That is stunning. Give it the left-right treatment. Oh, foil.
Ooh. It's like on everything. Like the set booster boxes, you can see it flying around in the background and stuff. Or the draft booster boxes. And then the treasure and our Pokemon card. Yep.
All right, back for some art review. Coming on in. Let's see. They need like a little red tab that you like just pull down.
You can do it. Put your back into it.
Here we go. All right. We're in. Whew. Okay. Let's see what we've got in here today. We've got some Lantern of Revealing, an artifact. Add 1 mana of any color. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put the card onto the battlefield, you may put it in the bottom of your library.
Or back on the top.
Sure, yeah, why not? I like the lantern. Colossal Badger.
Oh,
He does look very colossal.
he ain't no honey badger.
Yeah, man, he is angry sauce. You can choose a target and mill 4 cards, then put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each creature milled this way. Or, when it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Yeah, because it, like, just ate all these other life, so you just get to have it, right? I like that. That's kind of nifty. Clockwork Fox. Just like Clockwork. When it leaves the battlefield, you draw 2 cards, and each opponent draws a card. I like that, like sunset in the back. Gorge. Oh, yeah. Ambition's Cost. Sorcery. You draw 3 cards, and you lose 3 life. Oh, well. Hopefully those 3 cards are worth it. Because otherwise you are stuck in the spider web. Mystery Key. Artifact Equipment. When equipment creature deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice Mystery Key. If you do, draw 3 cards. Well, alright. A mountain. So shiny. Gut. True Soul Zealot. It's a goblin shaman? Yep. Okay.
Shaman.
Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, create a 4/1 black skeleton creature token with menace that's tapped and attacking. And then you can choose a background.
Wow.
That's serious. I don't know that I've ever heard you can make a 4/1 something. Digging that.
Well, with menace too means that it can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. So
Yeah.
you're gonna kill something.
For sure, man. That's pretty handy. Alright, up next, another Gut, True Soul Zealot. 2/2. Let's see. Thackerus the Butcher. Thackerus Sphinx. No? Hocus Pocus reference? Okay. It is a dragon peasant, trample, 3/4. Whenever it attacks, double the power of each dragon you control. Yes, please. Flying times 2. Party's ready. Wand of Wonder. Look at the butterflies. Yep, I don't even care what this card does. I'd take it. I don't even care.
Pack
It's
one,
an-
pick one.
Art, yeah, right here. Butterflies? What? Shiny butterflies? I don't even care. I'll take it. It's an artifact with a whole lot to say. Roll a d20. Each opponent exiles a card from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. Then shuffle the rest into their library. You may cast up to X instant and or sorcery spells from among cards exiled that way without paying their mana costs. So if you roll 1 through 9, X is 1. 10 through 19, X is 2. And 20, X is 3. Still don't even care. I like that it's butterflies, but it sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is really stunning artwork.
Digging that.
I'm really happy with some of the direction that Wizards has chosen to allow artists to take with their artwork.
For sure. Venture forth. They must be taking initiative. We'll see. Sorcery. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a land card. Put that card on the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Exile Venture forth with 3 time counters on it. Suspend 3.
Well, suspend 3 for 1 and a green. So You can suspend this card for 1 and green from your hand, and you put 3 suspend counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you remove a counter from it. And then once the last one is removed, you cast it without paying its mana cost. So, once you do, then you just keep doing it seems like.
Kinda, yeah. But check out that art. It's like they're in the dark, like a mean, nasty place, and then they venture forth into the light. I like it.
That's really nice.
Oh, another butterfly card. Alternate
Borderless.
art, borderless, wandering butterflies. Not foil, but still amazing. I love it. D20 dice something. Let's see. Legendary creature jellyfish. Say what? This is a pretty sweet set. Glunch, the Bestower, 0/5, flyer. Well, that's kind of silly. Why would you want flying if it can't attack for anything? Let's read. At the beginning of your end step, choose a player. They put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. Choose a second player to draw a card. Then choose a third player to create 2 treasure tokens. Could you choose yourself?
Yes, you would probably choose yourself for the first one, so you can put 2 +1/+1 counters on your flyer, so it can actually start, getting in there. And
right.
a 2/7 flyer is, that becomes a 4/9 flyer that becomes, et cetera, et cetera.
That's pretty sweet.
Yes, your opponents are gaining some advantage, but
not enough to matter.
when you're beaten down.
Let's see. Raphael, Fendish Survivor? His wing is in the way. Savior. Fendish Savior. Okay. Whew. Fiendish. I don't know. He's got big wings. It's all up in the words.
Fiendish.
Devil Noble, 4/4 flyer. Other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if the creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Well, alright. It's probably from the big wings. Let's see. Will, Blade of Frontier, a 1/1 human warlock. If you roll 1 dice, let's see. If you would roll 1 or more dice, instead, roll that many dice +1 and ignore the lowest roll. Yeah, I like the art better than the words. It's all very confusing, but that's okay. I'd have to read it like 3 times to be able to know what to do. It's all good. You roll it, you put a +1/+1 counter on this little friend, and then you can choose a background. Treasure token. And
Boo!
Boo! Here I come.
Oh, we got
Didn't
blue.
expect me to throw my hamster in your face, did ya?
Is that a euphemism?
I don't know.
It's a 1/1 with trample and haste. Like, here comes the boo.
Right? That's pretty cool. Nice,
Boo
nice.
to you. Alright, so, back by popular demand, the other boy.
Surprise guest.
It's a family affair. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Getting close to halfway through our first box.
How many boxes are we doing?
Just one tonight, but if you're following, you'll get updates when we go live again in the next day or 2. I have some more product to open, so.
So, starting off strong with a Wayfinder's Bauble. 2 tap, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Kenku Artificer. Homunculus Servant.
Ooh.
When it enters the battlefield, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature artifact. That artifact becomes a 0/0 homunculus artifact creature with flying.
I had an opponent cast that card and turn his equipment into a 3/3 flyer and beat me down and kill me last night in the pre-release event. It was ridiculous.
Chardon Dragon, 6 mana flying, 4/4. Candlekeep Inspiration. Till end of turn, creatures you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards you own in exile or in your graveyard that are instance card, or are sorcery cards, and or have an adventure. Dungeoneer's Pack. Dungeoneer's Pack enter the battlefield tapped. 2 tap, sacrifice it. You take the initiative, gain 3 life, draw a card, and create a treasure token. Activate only as a sorcery. Ooh, planes. You've heard rumors of bandits along the coastway, but your journey so far has been surprisingly uneventful.
I'm not gonna lie, I prefer the full art lands myself, but I started playing right after Battle for Zendikar, so kind of spoiled.
Allura, Merry Thief, 2 in a blue. Whenever you attack, up to 1 target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Choose a background. Guild Artisan, Commander. So this is a background. Commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks a player. If no opponent has more life than that, you create 2 treasure tokens.
Ooh, nice. Ramp.
Ooh. Edge.
Yeah, that's our foil etch card there.
Skanos Dragonheart. When it attacks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among other dragons you control, and dragon cards in your graveyard. Choose a background.
Ooh, yes!
Hey, this was my stamped promo last night. The Spire Garden, pretty sure. Spire Garden enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Then red or green. Scarevoke's Tomb. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Tap, add colorless. If you have the initiative, add double colorless instead. 3, tap, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Activate only if you've completed a dungeon.
Ooh.
Astrion's Thirst. Exile target creature. Put X +1/+1 counters on a commander creature you control, where X is the number of creature exiled this way.
No, read it again. X is the power.
Oh, where X is the power of the creature exiled this way.
Wow, that's strong.
John Aeronetics, Shattered One, Aeroneticus. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Put 2 +1/+1 creatures on it and tap it. It's goaded for the rest of the game, and it gains this creature can't be sacrificed. Whenever a creature you own but don't control attacks, you draw a card. That's mean.
No, it's so funny. So that same player that I said had the other commander earlier, had this card as well. He had drafted this as well, and I thought this was his commander, but he played the other one, the one that gives Death Touch and +X+O. This one is wild. So you sack creatures from your board so you could sack this one, give it to an opponent, then it's goaded, so it has to attack, and yeah, that card is bananas.
Card draw and making your opponents kill
Each other's. Yeah.
And you get to choose what you get, so you can give somebody, like, what's it called? You could give somebody, like, an infect creature. just like slowly wither away all of your opponents, and that would be hilarious. So, Mazzy, True Sword Paladin. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Whenever an aura you control is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, exile it. Until end of turn, until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. Font of Magic. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each time you cast a commander from the command zone of this game. Ending off strong with a treasure card and a burning sapling.
Alright, I guess that means I'm up. Once again, welcome in everyone. Thanks for tuning in on live on Twitch or on YouTube if you're catching this video on demand. We're just after halfway through this box, and I wanted to shout out our friends over at Dueling Land. Dueling Land's in Aurora, Colorado. They have a decent web presence on Facebook and Instagram. We also have a Discord. That's where we picked up this product for the stream, and that's where we also play our Friday Night Magic. Every week, we play limited events at Dueling Land every Friday night. So if you're in the area, please come down, check us out. And if you're just catching this on the web, you can hit them up for any sealed product or singles. They're also on TCG Player. So, yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Alright. Nimble Right Schematic. Two generic mana for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. Fang Dragon, 5 red for a 6/3 flyer, or you can send it on an adventure as a sorcery. Forktail Sweep deals 1 damage to each creature you don't control. I got my fingers in the way. See if it'll focus. There it is. Yeah, fingers are still in the way. Alright. Anyway. Summon Undead. 4 and a black for a sorcery. You may mill 3 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Cloudkill. I drafted a couple of these last night. 4 black for a sorcery. All creatures get -X until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. It's a sweeper. Amethyst Dragon. Lots of love for these red dragons in this pack tonight. 4 red for a 4/4 flying haste, which means it can tap or attack the turn it was cast. You could also send it on an adventure for 4 and a red as a sorcery. Explosive Crystal deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. That's powerful. Our mountain. Kaga, Shadow Archdruid. 2 black-green for a 1/4 legendary elf druid. When it attacks, it gains Death Touch until end of turn, and you mill 2 cards. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a permanent spell from among cards in your graveyard that were put there from your library this turn. Scion of Halaster, 1 and a black for an legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, the first time you would draw a card each turn, instead, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your graveyard and the other back on top of your library. Then draw a card. Ooh, Scion of Hallister in the Gilded Foil. It's kind of hard to see. Caves of Chaos Adventurer. 3 and a red for a 5/3 human barbarian with trample. When Caves of Chaos Adventurer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative.
Yes.
When it attacks, exile the top card of your library. If you've completed a dungeon, you may play that card this turn without paying its mana cost. Otherwise, you may play that card this turn. So, if you've completed the dungeon, the Undercity, you can cast it without paying its mana cost. Otherwise, you just cast it. That's pretty powerful. Passionate Archaeologist. 1 and a red for a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, whenever you cast a spell from exile, this creature deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. So that works really well with Foretell, which we've seen on a couple of cards. Storm King's Thunder, X red, red, red. Instant. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. So, it's a storm card, but kind of expensive. Yeah, look at those clouds. I mean, that Storm King is whipping up a thunder, isn't he?
I love it.
Love it. Duke Ulder Ravengard, 4 red white for a 5/5 legendary creature human noble soldier. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and myriad until end of turn. Pretty sure we've seen that one before. Shadowheart Dusk Judiciar. 3 and a black for a 3/4 legendary human elf cleric. Pay 1 and a black, tap, sack another creature, draw X cards where X is that creature's power, and you choose a background, so it'll have a little bit of partner. Wizards of Thay. 3 and a blue for a 3/3 human wizard with myriad. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. So at instant speed, pretty sure we've already seen this one, but probably not in the borderless, and certainly not in foil, which this one is. If you can pick it.
I like how it says flash, and then it has some flashes on it.
It definitely has flashes on it. Bam. Alright.
Alright.
5 packs to go.
Do it.
Do it, brother.
Oh, it's a squirrel.
Squirrels!
That's our second Pokemon card there. Squirrely early. Woo. Alright. We start off with the Chain Devil. You can animate chains with this guy. When he enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Pretty fun. Oh, this was kind of fun at my game. The Stunning Strike. Flash enchant creature when it enters the battlefield. Tap enchanted creature and remove it from combat. As long as enchanted creature isn't legendary, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Or
Yikes.
his untap step at all. The Carefree Swine Master. Look at that kid. He looks so happy. Just smiling up a storm over there. Wow. Whenever it attacks...
That hog is getting after it.
Oh, yeah.
Going hog wild.
Hog wild.
Whenever this Carefree Swine Master attacks, you may pay 1 and a green. If you do, create a 2/2 green boar creature token that's tapped and attacking. The Juvenile Mist Dragon. Flying in the the Confunding Clouds. When Juvenile Mistdragon enters the battlefield, for each opponent, tap up to one target creature that each opponent. Tap up to one target creature that opponent or that player controls. Each of those creatures doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step.
Wow, those dragons are strong.
Yeah. We've got Cast Down. Destroy target non-legendary creature. It's at instant speed too. Look at that go. Look at the mountain. What?
Mountain what?
What? It's like literally just a cliff. There's nothing more to it.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
It'd be even cooler if it was full art.
But you don't have text on your full art land, so.
Yeah,
With the garden by the lake.
Don't want text on my.
There isn't this moment's not a lake.
I'm
That's
just
the
saying,
sky.
it'd be way cooler if it was a mountain with a garden and a lake.
Oh. And full art and has text, it'd be the best.
And a cliff.
Yeah, and a cliff. Yeah. Emoen, Mystic Trickster. Ward 2 at the beginning of your end step if you have the initiative. Draw a card. Draw another card if you've completed a dungeon. And then you can choose a background. Next up is Renari, Merchant of Marvels. You may cast dragon spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. And then you get to choose your own background with this foily Renari. We've got the foil etched Flaming Fist. I think we've seen this before. Yeah, commander creatures.
No, we've not seen this one, but this one absolutely wrecked me last night in the pre-release.
Yeah, so commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn.
Yeah, his commander was a 0/3 that when it attacked, it hit for its defense. And then if it had the initiative, it doubled its riggedy wrecked, son. Yeah, I got absolutely decimated by this. It doubled its toughness or power and toughness, and then it had double strike. He hit me for 12. He was just like, I'm gonna swing at you, and hit me for 12, and like, yeah, that was pretty much my night.
Call to the Void. Each player secretly chooses a creature they control and a creature they don't control. Then, those choices are revealed. Destroy each creature chosen this way.
It's brutal.
It is brutal. Almost as brutal as these black market connections. I don't know. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose one or more, so you can sell contraband. So you create a treasure token and lose 1 life. You can also buy information, so you can draw a card, you lose 2 life. Or you can hire a mercenary, create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling. You lose 3 life. I feel like the black market is just like selling your soul.
It's where you can get any kind of weird things that you might need for any devious activities.
Yeah, but it's at
and
a
each
cost.
time you just die a little bit.
Yeah, selling your soul bit by bit. A kindred. It looks like 100, but it's kindred. Discovery. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card.
Whoa!
And it's got pigeons on the outside, too.
I think that's going to go into my red-blue Niv Mizzet deck.
Yep.
Name fairies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Profit.
Oh, man. A Noble Heritage in the foil etched. It's a background.
Ooh, that's a rare background, too.
Mm-hmm. So, commander creatures you own have. When this creature enters the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. For each opponent who does, you gain protection from that player until your next turn. That's kind of cool.
We had an opponent play that against us. I think Ryan was in that game with us, or the younger one was in that game with us, and his creature was like a 7/5 and hexproof and all these things. It didn't end well for me. I died to it. It was ridiculous.
Sounds like you did a lot of dying.
I did do a lot of dying last night. That's true.
So when there's that card that says background, when you play a card that says create a background, then that's what you're creating is that card that says background?
You mean choose a background?
Or choose a background?
Yes, so when you choose a background, you have to choose one of these legendary enchantments as your background. It's like your partner. So you have one, and that's a legendary creature, and it will say choose a background. It will typically be a monocolored legendary creature, and then you choose a background for it, so you can choose the same color if you want to keep it all of the cards in your deck the same color, or typically you'll choose a secondary color as your background so that you can put cards of both colors in your deck.
So do you search your deck to get the background?
It is in the command zone with your commander.
Right.
So you can cast it from your command zone, and it does have commander attacks if it is destroyed. But you can have additional backgrounds in your deck as long as they meet your commander's color identity.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up is the Bramble Sovereign. Sovereign? Yeah, we'll say Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Oh. I like Sovereign better.
It is probably a French word, so you're pretty close.
Yeah. Alright, whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a green. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature.
So, as I said earlier, the player that we played against that had that artifact that lets you pay 1 and a green to tap and put a card onto the battlefield, they also had this card. And, yeah, I killed it as soon as I could because we're not creating tokens. That's just not happening.
I mean, he could have helped you with it.
No,
Oh, man.
I mean, allegedly.
It's a foil Lord of Murder. We've seen that one before, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Treasure Squirrel. Yep.
Awesome. Hey, Rai, you want to come open a pack? You want me to go?
No, he's out.
Alright, he's...
One and done.
He's tapping out. We had a long day, man. Ryan and I mowed yards for about, 5 hours today. Oh, come on. Here we go. Alright. I love being able to heckle you guys from the chat while I'm sitting over on the side. Okay, here we go. A Marmot. Construct. Artifact creature with trample. When it enters the battlefield, if mana from treasure was spent to cast it, create a treasure token for each mana from the treasure spent to cast it. 7/7. That sounds so confusing and seems super legit.
Well, so you use your treasure to cast it, and then you get it back, so it's essentially free. So it's an 8 mana 7/7, but if you can use treasure to cast it, then you get the treasure back, so It's like a discount.
Now the boys on my chat heckling me. That's funny. Alright, Icewind Stallart. A Tiefling warrior? Tiefling, yeah. Creature, 3/3. Protection fighting style. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-warrior creature you control. When it then return it to the battlefield under the owner's control. Whew, so many words. Ooh, a charcoal diamond artifact. It enters the battlefield tapped. I don't know what it does. You can add mana, I suppose, but it looks so pretty.
Yeah, it's just a mana rock, so you just add mana.
I like that. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Let's see. Irinkius's Vile Duplication.
Don't ask me, I don't know.
Sounds
Yeah,
great.
sounds good to me.
Gotcha. Oh, no, I don't. It's
My language expert here. No,
like
none of the
it's like
languages you speak.
Cornelius, but like Ireniclius.
Yeah. All right. Either way, it's a sorcery where you get to create a token that's a copy of a target creature you control. except the token has flying and isn't legendary if the creature is legendary. So you can fly, but you're not cool enough to be legendary.
That's
I like
powerful.
Bone Caller Cleric. Human Cleric, 2/1. You can tap or pay to sacrifice it. Return creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield and activate only as a sorcery. Alright. Ooh, land. Look at the moon. An island. See, this could be by the lake. With the garden? No? Okay.
It could. I mean, yeah, that looks like it's
a marble
like
diamond. Another mana rock. Ah, here's that card that I was asking if that's a fairy. No, it's a little dragon. Okay. Yeah, we saw this one before. I thought that friend was a fairy, but it's a dragon.
Oh, yeah, he's a dragon ranger, so.
Here's another one of those cards that, like, it looks matte, but then it has, like, shimmer and foil.
Foil etch.
Borders. Yeah, foil etch. There it is. I'm like, oh, it's not a border. I don't know what it is, but it's so cool. So this is the Gloom Stalker. It is a halfling ranger with death touch 3/3. When it attacks, return target land from the graveyard to the battlefield. Very cool. Very cool. Storm clouds again.
Ooh, nice.
Reminds me of a spring afternoon in Colorado. Deep Gnome. Terramaker? Terramancer?
Terramancer.
Terramancer,
Nice.
alright.
Wow.
It's Flash, a gnome wizard. 2/2, you can mold earth. Whenever one or more lands enter the battlefield under an opponent's control without being played, you may search your library for a plains card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Do this only once each turn. Oh, I think Patrick got that one, right? I heard something about do something once each turn.
Yeah, it's a pretty common mechanic.
Either way, it's a Nomi.
Uh-oh,
I like
here we
Nomi.
go.
He's my Nomi homie.
Here we go.
Is that exciting?
I don't know.
It's a flutist. A giant bard.
Flautist.
A flautist. It has something performance, 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of a target creature you don't control until the end of the turn. Untap it, it gains haste and myriad until end of turn.
Nice. That's strong.
You just get to play it the way you want it. But
Heyo.
The Council of Four. It's like the Avengers. It's like got foil red, white, and blue all through it. It's the coolest thing ever. Except for it's a legendary creature, human noble, 0/8. Whenever a player draws their second card during their turn, you draw a card. Whenever a player casts their second spell during their turn, you create a 2/2 white knight token creature.
Nice.
Still doesn't do anything to help you with the 0, but the 8's kind of cool and some creatures are kind of cool.
Yeah, it helps you live, though.
Well, there you go. Much like the Avengers. Ah, Jan Jansen. Back again.
Guess who's back?
Da-na-na.
Back again.
Jan is back. Tell your friends. Maisie. Halfling Knight 3/4. Legendary creature. Bow and arrow. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponent, it gets +2/+0 and gains trample till the end of turn. Alrighty. The initiative! First you can take it, then you get it. But it's all about the initiative.
The initiator.
Whenever one or more creature a player controls deals combat damage to you, that player takes the initiative. When you take the initiative, at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. Dun dun dun! To the Undercity we go. Nice.
Alright, 3 packs left. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Ooh, that's a nice token. Volo's Journal. Legendary artifact. Hexproof. Whenever you cast a creature spell, note one of its creature types that hasn't been noted for this artifact. And then shenanigans, I assume. Draconic Lore. 5 and a blue for an instant. This spell costs 2 less to cast if you control a dragon. Draw 3 cards. Goliath Paladin. Ooh, I played this last night. 4 and a white for a 3/6 with Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Shiny Impetus. 2 and a red for an aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, you create a treasure token. Meteor Golem. It's back. 7 mana for a 3/3. Womp womp womp. When Meteor Golem enters the battlefield, destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Alright, that's super value. Campfire, 1 mana for an artifact. Pay 1 tap, you gain 2 life. Pay 2 tap, exile Campfire. Put all commanders you own from the command zone and from your graveyard into your hand. Then shuffle your graveyard into your library. Alright. Island. Looks like a little mini dam. Realsa, Rail Kingpin. 3 blue, black. Oh, we saw this before. For a 2/5 with Death Touch. But this one's alternate art with foil. Kadira, Collar of the Small. 1 green, white for a 3/3 with Trample, Legendary Orc Ranger. When it deals combat damage to a player for each token you control, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. Dungeon Delver. This is a background for 1 and a blue. Commander creatures you own have room abilities of dungeons you own. Trigger an additional time. Wow, that's strong. I hadn't seen that before. Etched Foil. Barroom Brawl. 1 and a green for a sorcery. We've seen this one. Naufschnee. 5 and a red for a 4/6 beast demon with flying. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. If it's a permanent spell, the copy gains haste and, at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this permanent. Wow, that's powerful. Undermountain Adventurer, 3 and a green for a 3/4 with Vigilance, Giant Warrior. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative, tap to add 2 green. If you've completed a dungeon, add 6 green instead. 6.
The Initiator.
9 Fingers Keen. So, my opponent who was playing that artifact that taps for 1 and a green, and you put a creature into the battlefield, this was their commander. 1 black, green, blue for a 4/4 with Menace, Ward. Pay 9 life. Whenever 9 Fingers Keen deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them on the battlefield. Then, if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Asterion the Decadent, 4 white, black for a 4/4 legendary vampire elf rogue with Death Touch and Lifelink. This one right here was my commander last night in our pre-release event. And it's super powerful, so powerful in fact, that I got hated off the first two games that I played. That's right, they killed me first. It's a 4/4 with Death Touch and Lifelink, and at the beginning of your end step, choose 1. Target opponent loses life equal to the amount of life they lost this turn, or you gain life equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn. So when you attack them, if your creatures deal combat damage, at the end of the turn, they're going to deal that much more damage. Or, since this creature has lifelink, at your end step, if you gain 4 life, you'll gain another 4. Super solid. Full art foil, Eltural Survivors, 3 and a red for a 0/4 trample Myriad Tiefling Peasant. As long as Eltural Survivors is attacking, it gets +X+0, where X is the number of lands defending player controls. Wow. That's strong. Alright. Last 2 packs.
Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's see what this pack has to hold.
I'm gonna bet it's not Pokemon cards.
Oh, I bet this one... Oh, I guess it doesn't have Pokemon cards. Darn. I mean, the Undercity might be a hangout for all the Pokemon cards, maybe.
It could be.
It could happen. Breath Weapon. Breath Weapon deals 2 damage to each non-dragon creature. Grey Harbor Merfolk. It can't be blocked, and it gets +2/+0 as long as you control a commander that's a creature or a planeswalker. Oh man, it's Boo! In the band together, up to 2 target creatures you control each deal damage equal to their power to another target creature. Look, Boo's the coolest card in this set.
That's a different Boo than I had.
Yeah, it's a little different, but it's different, but the same.
Still a flying, throwing hamster.
Oh yeah. Cone of Cold. Roll a d20. 1 through 9 is tap all creatures your opponents control. 10 through 19, tap all creatures your opponents control. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. And 20, tap all creatures your opponents control. These creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. Until your next turn, creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Crystal Dragon. So when it's on an adventure, it robs the Horde. Return target artifact, enchantment, or legendary card from your graveyard to your hand. And then when it's out of its adventure, it has flying and vigilance, and it's a 4/4.
That's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm. And then an island. Look at that. That one's kind of cool.
Ooh.
It's like
stormy.
Yeah. It's like got waves that'll kill you, and then like your boat will fall over and it'll be the end. The Goggles of Night in the foil cool border. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, scry 1, then draw a card.
So
Equip 2.
Yeah, equip 2. So these cards that have this alternate art, this is, from what I understand, this is like the original Dungeons and Dragon manual art style. So, yeah. They just did a throwback for the art style for that.
Nice. Emoen, Mystic Trickster. It has Ward 2, and at the beginning of your end step, if you have the initiative, draw a card. Draw another card if you've completed a dungeon, and then you get to choose a background with Emoen. Next up is Halsen, Emerald Archdruid. It has 1 until end of turn. Target token you control becomes a green bear creature with base power and toughness 4/4 in addition to its other colors and types.
Pull that one up. So this is our foil etched. It's a little hard to see, but the art and the rules text are matte, so they're plain. But then the outside, like the edge, is foil. Get it right up at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hard to see with the lighting that we have.
You can see it every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of nice though. Lundo the Seer. You can tap it, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand, and put a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. It gains when the last time a counter is removed, when the last time counter is removed from this card, if it is exiled, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn, and then remove a time counter from each other card you own in exile. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I like his name, though. Alaundo. We've got Folk Hero now.
Ooh.
in the border extended art. Yeah, extended art. Commander creatures you own have, whenever you cast a spell that shares a creature type with this creature, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Yeah,
The
that
art's
can be
kinda cool.
powerful.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Baldur. That's kind of a weird name. Like, you think it's Valor, but it's Baldur. Flying.
It's probably the name of the demon.
That would make sense. Flying. Whenever it attacks or dies, choose one or more. Each mode must target a different player. So the first one is target opponent draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards at random. The next one is target opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. And the last one is Baldur deals damage to target opponent equal to the number of cards in their hand. Whoa. Kind of powerful.
Really powerful.
I think we saw this one. The Jaheira, Friends of the Forest. Tokens you control have tap to add green. And then you get to choose a background with it. The foliage. Woo! Oh. And then we've got the Nero Wild Mage. Whenever you cast a spell, you may put it on the bottom of its owner's library. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. Nice. Oh, there's the Kindred Discovery with the chickens on the end. Ooh.
Chickens where?
On the end, look. Chicken. Well,
chicken for lunch,
Yeah.
chicken for dinner.
That's
Chicken,
cute.
chicken, I'm a finger-licking winner.
Woo.
Are they chickens or crows?
Well, so there's
Ostrich?
something.
Emus?
Those are all interesting, but then we've got our Gaio here. Woo! Chicken. As Kindred Discovery enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. Chicken. Woo! I like that card so much. Oh, snap. It's the initiative.
Yes.
The initiative. And then our dungeon on the back. Woo. Yep.
Alright, last pack. You want it?
Sure, why not?
Alright.
I'm taking the initiative.
Hey-o.
Why not?
Why not?
Let's see.
Thank you once again, everyone, for tuning into the stream. We got this box of collector boosters for Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate at Dueling Land in Aurora, Colorado. She
Still
loves
so
that
pretty. I don't know why I like it so much.
pack art. If you are needing any products, sealed products,
Singles, cards, anything.
singles, yeah. Check out Dueling Land on the internet. Facebook, Instagram, TCG player, Dueling Land for singles.
For sure. Love
Last
Dueling
pack.
Land. Like I've said before, as a female, you're not always feeling super comfortable in trading card game stores where it's, mostly male dominated. But man, I love going to Dueling Land. I love it there. The people are nice. The employees are amazing. The players are great. The community is awesome. The store is clean. It's bright. I don't feel like I'm sitting in some dude's mom's basement. Digging it. So, highly recommended from the female point of view. Alright, we have Warehouse Thief. Oh, naughty. It's a 4/2. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Alright. Ooh, it's like purple glistening. Underdark Explorer. 5/3 with Menace. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative.
The Initiator.
The Roving Harper. It is an Elf Scout 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may draw a card. Blood Boil Sorcerer is a 3/3. Whenever Blood Boil Sorcerer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. I just like that a lot.
Lots of initiative up in here.
Feels similar to another pack I opened earlier. The Topaz Dragon. That's kind of sweet. Dragon 4/4. Has adventure. It has an epic cloud. Flying Death Touch is one path you could go. Or creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Either way, something's dying.
Wow, that's strong.
I like it. A swamp.
I might have had that dragon on my pre-release last night, but pretty sure I did never draw it.
You never got to play it and kill
I
anybody?
didn't play it, no.
You got killed instead?
Yeah, for sure.
Sad day. Bummer. Well, I enjoyed sitting at home watching the Kardashians while you guys are playing Magic.
Yeah, I bet.
Decanter of Endless Water artifact. You have no maximum hand size. Well, thank you, little fishy friend.
Tap to add one color of any mana.
Oh, yeah. Could do that, too. The Master Chef. Look at him go. Flinging those carrots like nobody's business. It's a background. Commander creatures you own have this creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on them.
That's the background I was talking about that my friend Dave ran with his white commander that,
Wiggly.
yeah, had bonuses for +1/+1 counters. Really strong color pair. White-green with the commander in the background there.
Nice. Dave was throwing the carrots and winning the game. Oh, here's that Etched Foil card. It's got kind of a matte art, matte words, glisten and border, and then the Etched Foil. Oh, it's just it's like magic, man. It's beautimous.
It's like magic.
Yeah, except for the magic doesn't work in this lighting, but that's okay. It's all good. You can still see that the picture is matte. It's pretty flippin' dope. Alright, so this is Dragon Culturist. It's another background. Commanders you own have at the beginning of your end step, if a source you control's dealt 5 damage or more damage this turn, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. Sweet. Let's see. Maisie, True Word Paladin, a Halfling Knight 3/4/4. Nope. Halfling Knight 3/4. Just kidding. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, gets +2/+0 and gains trample until the end of turn. Whenever an aura you control is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, exile it. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. Sounds cool. Let's see. Tenaliki Hunter? Is that what you think it is? Tenaliki Hunter?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Tlenkali?
Sure. Sounds awesome. It looks like a scorpion man with powerful shoulders. I'm digging it. You can retrieve some prey. 7/7. I like it. Lots of words.
Lots of words. You want to read some of those words?
Okay. Sorcery Adventure.
Start with the
Exile
adventure.
target creature card from your graveyard. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. Or Trample. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for your creature spell you cast from exile.
That's powerful.
So you can do some casting. Altar of Baal. Altar of Baal. That looks pretty cool. Check that out. If you will focus.
Focus.
There it is. Look at that.
Woo!
I'm digging that one. Super duper paratrooper.
Oh, and
It's got the little creeper guys on the side. Create a tapped 4/1 black skeleton creature with token menace, or exile target creature you control. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate activate as a sorcery. All right. Ooh, this one's pretty. Ooh, legendary creature, Zelvor, Eltorf Exile. Yep, sounds pretty cool. It is a 4/2 with haste, a Tiefling warrior, and it is sweet. I like it. Pretty cool, I say. Pretty cool. Whale, Blade of Frontier. I think that we've had that one before. a 1/1 human warlock. The Spire Garden, red-green land. Not
Ooh,
quite
Spire
on-
Garden with the foil full art. Nice.
Digging it. Then we have our treasure token and a devil. Well, there you go.
Devil.
No better way to end a stream than with some tokens that have a devil. All right. I like it.
I mean, it'd be better with the initiative.
Yeah,
The
for sure.
initiative.
We need some more initiative around here.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was the last card in our pack, in our collector booster box. We did also receive this awesome buy a box promo, Elder Brain. 5 black for a 6/6 with Menace. Whenever Elder Brain attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand. Then they draw that many cards. You may play lands and cast spells from among the exiled cards as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. Super great. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We really appreciate the support. We will see you again soon. Peace.